Welcome to Kitset Performance. Today we've got a very special car with us, the TVR Chimaera. TVR, named after Trevor. Trevor made the cars in 1946 to 1966, and very smart man to not call it a Trevor. I'll show you around the car and its interesting features. Now, first of all, this is a 1996 Chimaera. They made these after the Griffith, which was a very successful car of theirs as well. The Chimaera has several of the same sort of design traits as the Griffith did, and of course a full fiberglass body, which makes this car incredibly light. And this is what the car is all about: power to weight. 1,000 kilograms on the nose, and a beautiful alloy V8 to power it with for smiles and miles. We've got 15-inch wheels on the front, and on the back we're sporting 16-inch. I'm not sure the reason behind that, but there's probably some sort of clever engineering. TVR being TVR, you've got to do things differently. This opens the door. Inside, you'll see another knob here. If I click it to the left, it opens the passenger door. Rumor has it that they couldn't really afford door latches, so they came up with something clever. Right. It's a convertible, but it can also be a target top. And I'll quickly demonstrate how TVR have reinvented the way to open a roof. You simply pull this. I'll go around the other side. Pull this one. The top goes back slightly, unlatches the roof. You grab the roof, and now you have a target top. Or you can pull it right back, and you have a convertible. Very clever stuff. You'll see that the dashboard isn't a conventional dashboard. Basically, another reason, if you're not mass producing cars, you can make these style dashboards. It's cheaper for them to actually turn those out, and it created something very unique and actually quite beautiful as far as the dashboard goes. These have a Rover V8, as I mentioned. The gearbox is a 5-speed Borg Warner, and it's very strong. It feels like it could pull a truck. Everything about it, just lovely. 4-inch latch on. As we can see here, we may recognize from another video, this is a Land Rover V8. The lovely thing about it is, in a lot of cars, the engine sits here. TVR push the engine right back. That way we've got a good balance in the chassis, the handling spot on, and everything just feels that much better for it. The only way they could get it to fit properly was have the headers sweep down, and as you see here, that's the catalytic converters. They go down, and then the entire exhaust swoops back. So it's actually very clever engineering. We've put the Kitset Performance EFI kit on this car, much like the Range Rover in the past video. It's got twin coil packs. It's got a distributor plug off. The power steering reservoir has been moved across to fit over there, and it just runs like a dream for it, because like Land Rovers, after a certain period of time, these cars generate problems, and the aftermarket is really the way to do it. Once you go to a mega squirt system, no more issues, and reliability is the next suit. Now, these cars actually set themselves up perfectly for modifications, and a lot of people do modify them. You can get twin plenum intake made of carbon fiber. You can get new camshafts. You can get better flowing exhausts on them. You could skim the heads. You could port and polish. And to be honest, you can get anywhere from 200 horsepower up to 400 horsepower if you're really brave. A lot of the owners actually didn't know what engines they came with. This is a 400, so it means it's a 4 litre. But occasionally from the factory, if they ran out of 4 litres, they might throw in a 4.3 or a 4.5 or a high compression engine, and that was just a bonus. You know, they didn't tell you you had it. You just checked the serial number one day and you found out you had a better spec engine than you paid for. Let's go for a drive. All right, let's go for a drive. Now look, before we go for a drive, we have to wear our merchandise. This is a TVR hat from a local event in Australia, the TVR Club. It's very important you do wear something like this and you don't go any further, because we're blue collar, okay? And that's the way we are. If we were Ferrari, we would be in our jackets and our watches and our diamond rings and everything else that added up to the value of the car. But no, this is the way we want to represent it. So, start it up. There's our V8. Delicious. Sounds so good. First quirk, of course, is the gearbox. In order to get reverse, and they're all like this, you go to fifth and then down to reverse. Otherwise, you're going to have a big crunch. And that's that would be very, very TVR-like, so we're not going to do that. Alright, here we go. Now, big long gears. First into second. We're already up to 50 k's an hour. We're only doing 2,000 revs. I love that. It's just got this almost laziness about it. It wants to take you places at a very rapid speed and in the mid-range rather than revvy. And that's the way this car likes it. It doesn't like to rev over 5,500, and it really is. Listen to that V8. Delicious, delightful. And this is everything that you want. Jumping into this car, I've realized that they don't make cars like this anymore. This is incredibly special. You sit on the ground, the gearbox is up high. You're almost in like a lying down position while you're driving and taking it in. The steering, it's not heavy, it's not light. It feels planted, it's got a really nice response to it. It's not numb in any way. I mean, I'm very used to driving modern family cars and they're numb. They do things well, but they're just no personality. This car is incredibly planted, incredibly well balanced. The handling is delightful. And of course, that engine, it just sounds so good. You're not going to go warp speed in this. I mean, figures are around 5 seconds to 100, and look, it's possible it does do that. It's power to weight. And I saw a documentary of the son of Roof Porsche, and he actually said, you know, and it's quite true. If you jump in a 500 horsepower Porsche, it's not going to feel as alive as a 1960s 911S weighing 800 kgs and 160 horsepower. That car is going to absolutely feel completely alive compared to the 500 horsepower turbo Porsche. You know, and of course the turbo is a lot quicker, but it really comes down to the experience, and the experience is everything when you're planted to that road. So power to weight is so important, and it's something that isn't considered these days. You know, these guys had it right. TVR always tried to have their cars touching around 1,000 kgs. It's a magic number. And you've got an alloy V8 made by Rover, probably one of the lightest V8s ever produced. Suits the car perfectly. They obviously changed that after the next generation, and TVR started making their own engines in their Cerberus, and they were quite amazing. And the Tuscan, straight six. But for a long time, the Rover V8 was the staple diet for the TVR. And being so light, it's actually quite economical as well. We get, well, especially with the kit, 8.2 litres per 100 k's. I think the owner Phil got in it, and that was on the open road. And in the city, he gets 12 litres per 100 k's. So really, it's a V8 that you can afford, and you can drive, and you can enjoy, and it's not going to eat your bank account. But look, eating bank accounts, that is something TVRs do with reliability. You only have to think of a problem and they occur. And a case point example, last week I rang the owner and he was stressing out about the thermofans. He said, look, I don't want the car to overheat. And I said, not a problem. They're very simple. There's a switch, and it's a thermo switch. As soon as it gets up to temperature, say 90 degrees, it closes and the fans switch on. He was delighted. He said, yep, that sounds great. 24 hours later, I was in traffic, the switch failed. Bonnet in the air, tow truck. We got our way around that. We've put a Davies Craig thermo switch in, and it's very clever, and it's never going to fail. But this is the thing with TVR. You always have to be ready for the next thing. They're not a kit car, but they're not far from. Everything is very bespoke. It's very handmade, and it's probably generally loosening every time you drive it. There's going to be something making its way out that you're going to have to fix. But that's okay, because you're a TVR owner, and that's what you've decided you're going to do. You're going to spend your money on your car, your pride and joy. To continue the quirky stories, I'll show you a shot in a second of the front spotlight. There's a rumour that there was a shop dog in TVR, and the dog came along as they had a clay model of a car, and it took a bite out of the front spoiler, and they looked at it and went, this is actually under Peter Wheeler's management at the time, who made all these really cool quirky cars. They looked at it and went, do you know what, that's actually quite cool. So it stayed in the final product, and you could say that the dog actually helped design the car. Pretty cool. Okay, well, there's only one thing left to do, and that's to let it rip into the sunset. So let's give it a few beans. Oh, yeah, gorgeous. Till next. And it was at this exact moment that my director of photography thought he'd press stop during my outro. That's okay, because I've got some money shots of the car for you. Enjoy. Until next time, please like and subscribe.